So Ashley, I got to know, how many times do you screen your calls a day?
I'm going to go a few dozen. If it's not saved, you won't hear from me.
What if it is saved? You still hit and reject?
Who is it?
Exactly.
No.
She's hard to get a hold of, everyone. She's not alone, though, because nowadays scam and robocalls account for nearly a third of all calls placed. That includes both landline and mobile.
Thankfully, there are ways, though, to keep those calls from getting through.
To find out more, I talked with Octavio Blanco with Consumer Reports.
So how much did robocalls increase in 2017 from the previous year?
So compared with 2016 and 2017, there was about 1 billion more robocalls. But in 2018, we're about to blow that number away. We're year to date at 43.3 billion robocalls made in the United States.
And they're getting smarter about it. I mean, they look like legit numbers that are from your area code. So if 1/3 of calls are now robocalls, what's the first step we can do to protect ourselves?
Right. Those numbers that you're describing are called spoofed calls. And those are some of the hardest numbers to protect yourself from because they look like numbers from your neighbors. They may have the same area code. I mean,
I think it's my big break. I'm like, it's finally, this is the call. This is the call. Nope, it's a creditor.
No, it's not. It's somebody that you don't really necessarily want to talk to.
Exactly.
The first thing that you should do is just avoid picking up the phone. But, that's annoying because it feels like we've been trained not to answer the phone. The next thing that you should do is to call your cell phone provider or your phone provider. They do have tools at your disposal that will help you to mitigate these calls. Now, they won't necessarily block the calls, but they will label them, or they're starting to get much smarter about letting you know if that number that you're getting a call from is actually a number that you want to answer or not.
So what about those call blocking apps? Are those helpful at all?
So yes, anecdotally, the call blocking apps seem to work. People continue to load them up onto their phone. Those numbers, the growth numbers of people actually using call blocking apps is going up. So that would indicate that they're working. Now, we don't have actual research that can tell us whether or not they are actually working. But if you look at the number of people that are signing up to them, they must be doing something.
Let's talk big picture here and bring in the big brother. Is there anything the government can do to kind of intervene, or are they already starting to?
So this is a touchy issue. It's a little bit thorny whenever you get the government getting involved with your cell phone and your calls and tracking the numbers and things like that. But the FCC is getting a little bit more aggressive. Just this week, they sent a letter to cell phone and landline service providers, and they're urging them to step up their game. And the industry says that by next year, there will be tools, more tools at your disposal as the consumer to be able to mitigate these calls. And now, again, these tools aren't going to really block the calls. Those are the third-party apps that claim to be able to do that. But these tools should be able to give you more information to let you make a more informed decision about, oh, look, I'm getting a call, and the cell phone company says it's a possible scam. So guess what? I'm not going to answer that.
It wasn't my big break, Ashley.
I was going to say, you mean to tell me sitting next to me is not your big break?
No, it is. It's a big something. But no,
almost a compliment.
Yeah, the key takeaway there, don't answer the call.
No.
Don't answer the call.
Didn't plan to.
Don't do it. And then when you don't answer the call, head on over to consumerreports.org and they'll show you all the information you need, the numbers you can call.
That I will call.
The apps that you can get to essentially cut the crap.
Absolutely.
It's done.
All right.
The time is now.
The time is now to make it stop.